And so the Spirit was just guiding me to pray about the whole providence from that, from Adam and Eve, Jesus, and then when Father came, and Father had to live the life of the 10,000 crosses. He had to walk the path of the 10,000 crosses, and he had to suffer for all of history and pay the indemnity for that history. And then, having been victorious in the three main identities of the Lord of Second Advent, biblical, which is bridegroom, judger of evil, and king. And true Father victoriously restored the position of bridegroom with a blessing, and then judged all of the satanic world, especially communism, even judged the UN. So even the whole world, Satan's kingdoms were judged. And then Father established the kingship. So when we do the Agmanses too, we do Hananim Wangkwan, the coronation of God's kingship. That was 2001. But that's part of Agmanses that Father continued from that time. And that's part of the celebration of the Agmanse. The first one is about the kingship. Yeah. And so Father had fulfilled all those three main responsibilities of the Lord of Second Advent. But because of the failure of the Han Mother, then we see all this tribulation come. And not only tribulation to the worldwide church, but also the world as well. You see the micro and the macrocosm as well. And then you see the suffering of the whole world to the economies, the social, more and more socially unstable, economies collapsing. And then, of course, more and more warfare we see. And just escalate every time. So this kind of thing we told Mother about 3 years ago at the time when she was doing this. And everybody, all those Korean leaders and elders who supposedly loved and served and truly loved Father, that everybody had to bow to and all this, they did not say one word. They went along with it and they took the money. So in that time, we were also faced with the same bribing, the same temptation, same everything. Just on a huge, much more larger scale. Because Father had already anointed me successor, inheritor, and the inheritor of the kingship. So it was now even bigger. So we had to face that too, the temptation of Satan. Both Kuk Jin Hyung and myself, just like everybody else. And we chose no. We will not betray our Father. We will not betray Father. We believe who He is. We will not sell our souls to the devil. We will not sell our souls to money and power. And we will not be prostitutes. So from the beginning, even my wife remembers very well. We had to tell Mother directly. And I had many times I had to tell her directly, Mother, if you go down this path, this will be the path of destruction and judgment. At the time, she said to us, no, Kim Yon-ham will never betray me. And because Mother's in charge, everything will go well. And the world will be blessed. You see every single one of those predictions opposite way. Kim Yon-nam has betrayed her. She's She had to kick her out. Right? Yeah. And then my wife reminded me, she said, of course, she said that nobody will listen to you. Nobody will listen to your words. And one time she said, what is a king without citizens? Nothing at all. She said that to me. But, that's not, our point is we cannot go along with the desecration. We cannot go along with destroying our Father. We cannot do that. And we will not support that. And if we have to stay there and do that, we will not. So we had to flee the palace. We had to run away. I had to take my son and run away, the third king. I had to kidnap him. It's not really kidnap because he's mine. Okay? Rescue him. And then we came to the wilderness, basically, right? We were in America, and then we knew we did not have a lot of time in America. We knew Mother was just sending us here as the president because she was trying to get rid of us. So we knew that. So as we knew, it ended very quickly, and then of course we had to go into the wilderness, and God led us here. God led us to this place. God led us from the Empire State to the state of independence. So from New York to Pennsylvania means Pa, and we found great comfort that we're in the state of Papa. That means Appa. And then God sent us to Lord's Valley was the first place we went. Exit 34, was it 34? 34. Exit 34. Lord's Valley is the place where we ended up in. So we knew God's hand was on it. And then Kukchinim's house number was 154. Okay, and then that's the exact time of Father's ascension. 154, 154. It was the exact number. So when we saw that number, we said, "Oh my goodness!" Shocked. We knew it was a clear sign. And then also, this is Newfoundland. There's all these biblical names. Promised Land Park is right next to us. And this is Pocono. Pocono actually means the rock. It means the rock. And if in the Bible, one thing, he's the rock. Christ is the rock. He's the rock of our salvation. So all these kind of things are happening. And then when we came here, we met a very small group of crazy Pocono people that were later here already. Just joking. Some of them are here. And we had a little group of outcasts that were out here. And then it was amazing. And then God built from there. So anyways, so that was the so not all that stuff that we talk about right now, that was not in the prayer. but until the Han Mother failed. But the unity of Cain and Abel is what brings a kingdom, right? There has to be unity of Cain and Abel to bring the kingdom, because that's the foundation from which all the after the fall, then all future divisions then happen through that. So after Mother fell, if we fell and we betrayed, one of us stayed for money, and if we did that, it would have totally been lost. But in the prayer, the Spirit was just guiding me to thank God for giving us the strength and the grace to remain strong and to not throw away Father, not sell him for 30 shekels of silver, and to protect him. So it was that kind of meaning But I think also there's so much spiritual also pain that father feels because of what the Han mother had done. It's very real, very real. And everything we told you from the beginning, you can now see with your own eyes what she's saying when she's speaking. So it's very clear we are not lying about these things. We heard them 3 years ago, and she was already saying that to us. That's why we knew we could not follow her without desecrating Father. There was no two ways about it. Right? So we have all these, all these people who just think emotionally, and they don't realize there was a choice between good and evil. Literally, right? Satan came to Jesus and he said, I give you the kingdom of this world, just bow to me. That's a choice. You can't say, okay, Satan, I do a half bow and you give me half the kingdom. Can't do that. It's either you do it or you don't. And in that situation, we didn't do it. Did not do it. When all the top leadership, all the 36 couple, all these older men, they did it. They bowed to the devil. They bowed because they considered more their face, saving their face, saving their, what is it? How do you explain it in English? The chemyan, how do you say the chemyan? Saving face, or their status. That's how shallow and that's how pitiful it was. Until this day, those elders still, they know it's all wrong that they did. But still, they want to run away from the responsibility of being total cowards and being totally traitorous and totally prostitutes. They still want to pretend like they can run away from the fact that they sold themselves out and sold the Messiah for 30 shekels of silver. That's literally how pitiful they are. So when Father sees that he's angry, and you will see that when Father speaks through me in Korean, that anger will come out sometimes. It will come out because they have to be, because they have been so traitorous when they had received the most love, when they had received the most grace, the most blessing. They have been the most treacherous. So it's that kind of, spiritual nature in the prayer, I think.